filming.
Alright, so this is the engineer's test pump walk around overview. We're going to start at the bumper. The front bumper is 75 feet of red 1 3/4 inch hose with an adjustable nozzle attached, which matches up with the foam adductor. The gallon are 30, 60, 95, 125, 150, and 200. The foam adductor will either use a gallonage of 60 or 95. Next, over here we have the front supply line, which is 20 to 25 feet of red 4-inch supply. There is a screen in this inlet made of zinc to protect the iron parts of the pump from galvanic corrosion by sacrificing the screen. This needs to be checked every Monday. Moving around to the captain's side of the panel. As we walk around the captain's side, we'll point out intake pressure relief valves set at 125 psi for the front inlet, as well as whatever other bleeders we may see for the front inlet. So we've got one there, and there's another one here. And there's also one, actually, let me point out this one, sorry. Also one here. Plenty of bleeders. Okay. The top compartment, this has the priming pump oil reservoir, which needs to be checked for tank level and make sure the vents are clear on the top of the reservoir. If these aren't clear, all the oil will be dumped due to a siphoning effect. You can see the reservoir and the vents that need to be cleared on top of the reservoir. The bottom left compartment, this houses the pressure intake pressure relief valve set at 125 psi. You'll see it there. These pressure relief valves are set before the pump. The bottom right compartment. This compartment houses the shutoff, the foam screen filter, and the foam dump coming directly from the foam tank. If you can see them in there. Can you see them in there? Next, talk about the auxiliary inlet. This is a 2.5-inch inlet. Fill the tank from on this side. There is a valve just above this to open the inlet to the tank. You cannot dump the water taken in from this inlet to the pump from this side. Our main inlet, 6-inch inlet, is hard plumbed to the pump. Water coming in from this side cannot be controlled with the valve. There are 3 2.5-inch discharges, which are 3, 4, and 5. We also have 7 bleeders, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5, auxiliary inlet, crosslays, our crosslays, the main inlet, and 3 and 4 are carried open to dispel air and dirt after the pump. Okay, so let's move to the back of the engine. At the back of the engine, we have 2.5-inch discharge on the left, capable of flowing foam. We have our LDH bed, 800 feet of 4-inch supply line flat loaded with our 4-way Harrington hydrant valve. To supply the initial pumper, leave the handle in line with the initial supply line. To boost pressure from an additional pumper, turn the handle to the left while standing at the hydrant. The discharge line of the additional pumper goes into the left side, while the inlet line connects to the right side. There is a clapper valve inside of the 4-way that will change the flow of water once the pumper overrides the pressure of the hydrant. To shut the hydrant off, pull out the safety lock and move the handle completely to the right. Bed 2 now, it's important to note that bed 2 now has a 1 1/8-inch smoothbore nozzle on it that flows 266 GPM. Moving to the main pump panel. On the way to the pump panel, we described the high-rise hose pack, 100 feet of blue, 1 3/4 with a 150 GPM at 50 psi green Elkhart fire cheek nozzle. It's back there. Includes a 2.5 inch to a 1.5 inch gated Y and spanner wrench. There's an 8-foot piece of 2.5 inch which connects to the FTC. There's also a 1 by 1.5 inch water reductor with string. Also in the back, we have 3 types of foam reductors in this department: the Acron 2600, the Acron 3000, and the Elkhart 241-95. They're either set at 60 GPM or 95 GPM, and all of them operate at 100 PSI. In the bottom engineer's compartment, there is 10 gallons of AFFF. This is Class B foam and is either 3% or 6%. Okay, so now we are at the engineer's side panel, or the engineer's main panel. Starting at the top left, we have the foam tank level lights. The foam tank is 20 gallons. Next is the Foam Pro 2000. Whenever the batteries are on, the Foam Pro will act as a flow meter. This will tell you your current GPM flow. This can be used to calculate how much time you have left before your tank runs out. To activate the Foam Pro, push the red foam button. The Foam Pro has 4 functions that can be navigated through using the gray select button. These are water flow, total water, percent mode, and total foam. To change the percentage, go to percent mode and push up or down to override the default setting. To change the percentage from any other mode, hold the up or down button for 2 seconds and the percentage will change. To go to manual mode, go to flow setting and hold down the up button and down arrows simultaneously. 3 red bars will show up on the left side, showing that you are in manual mode. The numbers displayed will be the GPM setting. This can be adjusted using the up and down arrows. It is important to remember that while in this mode, the pump will constantly be injecting foam. So make sure water is flowing. Some troubleshooting methods are listed here below. Visually check that there is foam in the tank by getting on top of the engine. Is your first troubleshooting option. Troubleshooting option 2 is make sure your Cal Flush inject valve is set to inject. Next, you can check the strainer on the other side to make sure it is clean. Number 4, you can make sure the dump valve is closed. Number 5, put the pump in flow mode and open the calibration valve to see if pump is dumping onto the ground. Number 6 is reset the pump by using the button on the side of the actual pump. Next, we have our deluge discharge, which is a slow operating valve, and this will open the deck gun. Our fuel gauge will show